TitleMatchNetwork.com.
What's your thoughts on Bruiser Brody in Puerto Rico?
What are my thoughts on Bruiser Brody dying in Puerto Rico?
And what's your thoughts on Bruiser Brody?
Oh, I love Bruiser Brody. When WCW, or I guess it was it was Georgia Championship Wrestling when we started going to Ohio and going to when it first started going. Bruiser Brody came in. Well, I had the honor, and I say this with all honesty. I had the honor. I worked with him in every town for the whole 5-day run, and he beat the living. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, he worked with me, but he did hardcore stuff way before hardcore stuff was cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? He had a table and chairs in the ring. You know, he had a table in the corner, and I thought, oh dear God, what's he going to do now? You know, I'm just going to take the table in the corner. I'm just going to take a big turnbuckle in the table. And I tried my damnedest to break it, you know, to hit it as hard as I could. And he liked that. And the big boot outside, I mean, he did it all to me. And honest to goodness, I thought, God dang, this guy's, I mean, he was great. He really was, because he knew how to work that animalistic big guy gimmick.
Right.
You know? He really knew it.
He looked like a legit tough guy.
It wasn't one of those. He wasn't one of those guys that wouldn't sell because I was a small guy. He would let me catch him, you know, with things like bing, and he would reel, you know, but always take back over, you know. But he was, and he went over every night. And that's not the point,
right.
You know. But he should have gone over every night. He was freaking Bruiser Brody,
right.
You know. But we used to go up there on a Monday and fly back on Saturday morning to do the TVs. And I was driving a little Porsche at the time, you know, a little 944 or something. He came to me after working all week, you know, up there. He came to me and he said, how you going to, as we landed in Atlanta, how you going to TV? And I said, I'm driving, my car's out here. He said, can you give me a ride? And I mean, he treated me great in the ring and all that. And I really enjoyed working with him. But when he asked me for a ride, dude, I thought, maybe I've earned his respect.
Right,
maybe he sees me as an equal. You know what I mean? I'm just entertaining thoughts in my head. But I said, you damn right I can. If you can fit in a 944, brother, you know. And sure as shit, he fit right. He got right in, and he went. And I had an interview that day, and I was nervous because I always got nervous when the camera came on if I had to speak.
Was it were you nervous on live TV too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's when
Dad and Brian Road Dogg, they can go, and Scott can talk, but I was one of those ones that got nervous about things. You know, I just wanted to make sure the words came out right and that kind of thing. But Brody rode right well. I told him I got an interview today, and he said, oh, brother. He said, man, you know what? You're a natural. Your dad's a natural. Your whole family's, you know, a wrestling family. He said, man, the nerves should, you know. I mean, he talked to me. He spoke to me all the way there to the TBS studios. And I had to let him out, like, around the back so that they didn't see, because he was a heel and, you know, I was a babyface. But and I remembered that just to, like, almost like calming techniques, you know, that made me realize, like, well, maybe I am, because I always thought that maybe I wasn't worthy of having airtime. You know, I wasn't sure about I doubted myself, you know, but I don't know. He just was a great guy, and to the way he died is wrong. And I truly believe in what goes around comes around, and it's going to come around.
His child calmed him down a lot. We did a spot at Six Flags, and I brought me and him and Jerry Lawler and Bruiser Blackwell. And he talked to me for 2 hours about his son, and he talked about Philadelphia the whole time. Said he took his young son to show how some people live. And he took him to Philadelphia and Detroit, and while he was up north, he carried his young son with him. He said, see how these people live? They have no desire, you know, took him to the downtrodden. He said, I want to show my son, Bob. I don't want him to end up like that. He was so sincere that Big Ape talking to me like that. And I was saying, there's another part of this guy that nobody knows.
Right. No, that's true.
Part
that's true.
And 2 weeks later, he was dead. Didn't believe it.
And then the guy, from what I hear, the guy wore the towel around his neck like a badge of freaking honor.
Right. Well, he still works. He's a baby. He's like a booker. Still working.
Yeah, and
I heard that.
that's just wrong.
That's wrong.
That's wrong, and I truly believe in what goes
Well,
on.
I never went to Puerto Rico because they
No,
asked me 1,000 times.
They asked me too, and I never would go.
We used to go with Eddie and we'd have a ball. Me and Dick Slater, they had all the beautiful San Juan, oh gosh, it was a beautiful place. Gambling casinos and whores, most beautiful whores you've ever seen in your life. And just gorgeous people and women. And we'd go stay a couple of days and come back, but then when it broke
How
up,
much did they charge back then?
I can't tell you.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Mom, I hope you're not watching.
Because I didn't pay a penny for that.
Like the toughest guys that in my era, I truly believe, are probably Chris Benoit for one,
Let's go along with
and
that.
Fit Finley.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, Dave Finley is probably one of the toughest guys.
What about Ming?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's kind of a given.
Yeah.
He's way up here now.
Yeah.
He's going to another
He
category
would, yeah,
here, buddy.
He would eat you, you know, I mean, he would kill you and eat you. So, but yeah, that's, but I think Finley, I wrestled him in Germany,
Right.
and we went 10 rounds. They do rounds in Germany, and they were 3-minute rounds with a 1-minute break in between.
Yeah,
rounds.
with Ferrado Vons, right?
Yeah,
They did
exactly.
was it the carnival something or
I don't even
tournament
remember,
thing?
but it was, and he not only beat me the straight 30 minutes, he beat me between the rounds. He hit me with water buckets, the stools that they brought in.
Right.
There were no breaks. You know what I mean? And he swears, you knocked me out in the first elbow. You hit me with an elbow, knocked me out. He said, I was stunned the rest of the night. He's like, no, you were not stunned the rest of the night. But that's his story. But honestly, those were two of the toughest guys.
He's a tough guy.
Title Match Network, your source for everything pro wrestling, with exclusive live pay-per-views featuring top talent from around the world.
Oh, I like that one.
Details direct from the source with deep diving shoot interviews and podcasts.
I love it. I love being a part of Title Match Network.
Get extreme with exclusive death matches. I threw the door! And of course, the best selection in women's wrestling available.
What's gonna happen?
With thousands of clips featured on Title Match Network's YouTube channel with over 2.3 million subscribers. All at the tips of your fingers. Every style available 24/7 on demand. Visit TitleMatchNetwork.com to sign up today and start watching instantly.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.